Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back to episode 3 of Putters Place Golf podcast. Last week we had an excellent podcast. We had Miles on. He edited a lot of really cool and interesting thoughts to our pod, and we've got another special guest on this week. We've got Ben. Benny, introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
I am a general manager / head golf pro out here in Chicago for Indian Boundary. Basically just chase the dream of golf have been for the past 3 years, trying to do it as long as possible. And thanks for having me on, James. Solely appreciate it.
Yeah, and then Miles is back per popular demand. He went over well with the people, so we had to run it back with Mr. Miles. So the whole crew is here. We've got a very fun podcast today. We're going to talk about a little bit of Brooks Koepka action. It was a very big and energetic scene when he decided to come back to the tour, and he hasn't been doing so hot those first 2 tournaments back. So we're going to talk about a little bit of that. For anybody in the Chicago golf scene, there's a new project out that's kind of scaring some of us called Megalodome. And the project seems to be a little bit on the far-fetched side. So we're going to speak on Megalodome and how feasible is it? What do we think about that project? We're going to talk about a little bit of a lawsuit action. TaylorMade and Callaway's got some beef going on, so that's interesting. We're going to touch on that, and then we're going to round it out today with a little bit of tech talk. Like, is the new technology, zero torque putters and 10K inertia drivers, is it really the wave? Like, should we all switch to that, or is OG traditional tech still ruling the golf world? So we're going to talk that today on the pod, and we're going to have a great pod today. So we're going to round it out to topic number 1. Brooks Koepka. He came back and there was a wave and there was ads and commercials and everything everywhere about Brooksy coming back and how he's ready to compete with Rory and Scotty. But over at Torrey Pines right now at the Waste Management, he actually just missed the cut and he finished tied 56 or something or whatever it was at Torrey. He can't putt right now. Like he actually just switched to a spider for the first time ever in his career. So in terms of Brooksy Sully, like what are you seeing from him? Do you think he can get back to old Brooksy?
I mean, it's possible you could bounce back, but from what we're seeing in the kind of last 2 events, it's not looking like it. But again, people have gone stretches of their career where they're just kind of mediocre, and then they come back and they make some tweaks. A lot of the times, though, people make tweaks or equipment changes like that, and it hurts them even more. So it's to be determined. I'm excited he's back on tour. I hope to see him doing well in some events this year, but I'm not super stoked on what we've seen so far. But I root for Brooks. He's probably a favorite of mine, so I'm hoping that we get good Brooksy back. But I'm not seeing it so far.
Kind of on the same tip. I mean, it's great to have him back, but he definitely looks like he's struggling right now. But that's the game, though. Like for his first 2 tournaments being back, I mean, I wasn't expecting people to think that he's going to finish top 10, top 15. Like I still feel like it's a feeling out process. A lot of new comp on the tour now, and the game is definitely different than what it was back when he was, top kind of thing. When he was having his little stretch, there's a lot of new players and everything. They're doing their thing. So I think it's just a feeling out process for him. And, considering he switched putters, that's going to be a huge impact because that's a whole new piece of technology he has to get used to. I'm not sure what he was using before, but when you switch over clubs like that or switch over different parts in your bag, that's always difficult to manage. So, but he'll figure it out. I'm not expecting him to be horrible the entire season. Like he's gonna get back on track, and we'll see what happens. Like Sully said, I'm rooting for him, and it's just good to have him back, kind of thing. So I'm not mad at it.
Not mad at it. That's a good way to put it. No,
Yeah.
not mad at Brooksy for being back, but I'm gonna wait at least until after the Masters to kind of really put my 2 cents in on whether or not he's washed for the season or even just like going forward. Obviously, Brooks is dealing with like a lot of stuff outside of the course, but like the media buzz, So like if you think that doesn't mentally weigh on you going into your first 2 tournaments back, like you're wrong. So we'll give him a few events to like get his feet wet, and Brooks really only shows up in the majors even before he left to go to live. Like he would disappear in the regular events, and then the majors would pop up, and like there's Brooks on a Sunday in contention. So when the first major rolls around, and if he makes the cut on that, or if he misses the cut on that, I think that'll be a big tell. Until then, just let him kind of get used to being back on the tour.
I agree with that. I don't want to jump the gun on him too quick. He seems to be healthy, and that was a big problem in his career. Like when he kind of first left the PGA Tour, trying to get back to healthy Brooksy. I think the one thing that's probably in his head is he has to qualify to get into a lot of these sponsored events or like lots of these money events he wants to be in. Like obviously he has most major exemptions, I think, but lots of these other events he wants to play in for a somewhat full-esque season, he has to qualify into. So I think that's partially in his head. Like I remember him saying this was the most nervous he's ever been for a tournament, and it was mostly because of the media. He said, but I think seeing him rattled to the point to where he switched putters is very interesting. In his first press conference back, he was talking about how he's not a tinkerer. He hasn't tried anything. Like he does what works. And his whole career, like he's switched from a couple of different Scotties, but he's been Scotty Cameron straight since Brooksy's been Brooks. So to see him go to a Spider, it's kind of like almost like a cry for help to me. And it kind of just seems like he's kind of downing on himself more than maybe everybody else is. But like you said, it's still very early in the season. We're only 3 events in, and he's got a lot of time to try to find that extra gear, and we hope he does, because a PGA Tour with Brooks Koepka striping it and playing well is the better PGA Tour. So we wish Brooksy nothing but the best and hope he can get back healthy.
Well, one question is, you said that like the media circus made him nervous, right? Do you think the press of him doing poorly in these 2 is going to really just dampen him, or do you think it's going to motivate Brooksy? I don't know. I hope it motivates him. I don't want him to think that everybody's rooting against him if he does poorly in 2 events, but it can get in people's head, man. It really can get in people's head.
Yeah,
I think like Benny said, like he seems to be very like he's not old Brooksy right now. Like he's not the old confident, like self-arrogant, nonchalant, like, hey, I don't care, I'm here to win a golf tournament. Or at least he doesn't give off that vibe. And like Benny said, he's had a lot of stuff going on at home in the home space that's given him a distraction. But I think he's worried about the media backlash. Like I think even in that first presser, like there was a commentator or reporter that kind of tested him a little bit and got a little bit of feisty with him, and Brooks pretty much just shook it off. And he played nice boy, if we're gonna be honest, because he doesn't want to rattle anybody's heads, or he doesn't want to toot the wrong horn when he's just getting back. So I think it's in his head a pretty decent amount. I hope it's not, because that's never good, but I think it's probably affecting him.
I mean, it's got to be like how much is affecting him. You know, that's hard to tell. It's Brooks Koepka. He's a 4-time major champion. This guy knows how to control his thoughts and his mind around the game. At the end of the day, they're all human. It's going to affect him to some degree. I think the putting might be more of a red flag than the media. If you, go from a Scotty Cameron to a Spider, your first 2 events back, that's just like you guys were saying. That's just a big tell for I'm trying to find something that I don't have right now, and that's confidence in his putting stroke. So I don't think he's going to use the Spider for very long. But until his putting gets back to the way it was when he was winning those majors, and even when he 2023 won the PGA, Brooks Koepka will just continue to be just top 10 if he's lucky, top 20, make cuts type of golfer. But the putting is where he shined.
I'm kind of echoing the same thing. I mean, he's always been that type, the nonchalant type, like James said, he just there to win a tournament kind of thing. But just given the fact of what he's going through off the course and everything, it's just a lot weighing on his shoulders. It's early though, so like I said, it's early in the season. What have they only played, like 3 tournaments so far this season? So it's like, and he's played in 2 of them. So like I said, I wasn't expecting him to come out on fire, but I wasn't even aware of anything that he was dealing with off the course. But it's just gonna be real interesting to see how he handles it and whether or not he'll be able to get back to his old self. And if he doesn't, then that kind of sucks because we grew up on watching him dominate majors, like Ben said. Like when the majors come, Major Brooks. That was the nicknames. Like if we don't see that again, it's like it's kind of a damper. But hopefully he gets it together and um, like Ben said, if the putting doesn't get better, it might be
Yep.
looking kind of tough.
I
So
wonder
Yeah.
though if let's say Brooks wins 2 majors in 2 years, the next 2 years.
Yep.
Is the PGA going to kind of alter their stance on what he's able to make, what he's able to participate in? And is anything going to change up? If he's a 2-time major winner again in the next 2 years, does the PGA hold their stance currently on where he sits?
I feel like
I think it's
if they change it because of that, they just being petty. They just mad at the fact that he's winning.
but they're already being petty though. Like they're already like the PGA Tour has the upper hand on the whole live situation in general. They're
Yeah.
picking and choosing who they want in, who they don't want. They're building
Yeah.
new rules every day and building new reinstatement programs for certain guys. So that's not past the PGA Tour to do. Me personally, I think if Brooks is the demand and he's winning and Brooks is doing all that stuff, I think they lift stuff on him just because he's helping their business. Like, I don't know if they'll change his player like player program, whatever it is, where he makes a certain X amount of money off of the equity program, but in terms of like letting him in more events without having to qualify points wise for them all, I think if he's dominating the tour, I think they let him back in. So we all hope that Brooks does some great things, and we hope he gets back to the old Brooks. But moving on to Megalodome, it's a big talk out here in Chicago golf. It's supposedly going to be a 9-hole inside golf course, full golf course. It's going to be, I think, 3 domes. And what strikes me, what makes it interesting to me, is they're going to somehow find a way to incorporate par fours in this. Now, I know we were talking about this at work, and they were evaluating the project at $50 million. We all came to the agreement that seems to be egregiously low for something that
I was
we've
gonna
never
say
seen
that's
before, or at least in this region. Because how do you put a 200 hole inside and there's no restrictions, right? Like, how do you build a dome high enough? How do you put electricity in there? How do you staff it for bar food? And like, what's the safety precautions? So there's a whole bunch of different avenues that have to be completed and done well and properly for that place to even get off the ground. And $50 million doesn't seem like enough. So Sully, what do you think about Megalodome? What do you know about it? All that good stuff.
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen for $50 million. It doesn't seem feasible for me, especially if they are trying to incorporate par fours into it. You just need so much space. I mean, first of all, okay, it might happen for $54 million or $50 million, but the lighting is going to be terrible. It's going to be like playing in, I mean, it kind of is a big simulator, but from what I had heard, they want to use real turf, right? That was the plan.
Yes.
For $50 million, absolutely not going to happen.
Okay,
I just don't
so
believe
it says, I'm reading it. It says high quality artificial turf fairways and greens. Artificial turf, and then but it says true ball flight and shot shaping, which means to me that there's no real restrictions on like height, and you can hit driver at full apex. Which for a guy like me, for a guy like Benny, how do you build something tall enough for us to launch the driver 320 yards? So I don't know how they're gonna do it. Honestly,
what is your peak height on your driver? 110 feet, 120.
I'm 120 roughly, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe,
12
so-
stories tall for a building that big is going to be a lot of money in maintenance alone per year. You know, you gotta climate control, you gotta light it, you gotta staff it, you gotta. I guess there's a grounds crew if it's that big. You know, even if it's artificial turf, they gotta have somebody out there repairing it because it's gonna get used up. I reckon they're probably gonna have carts. So you know, but I just don't see it happening for $50 million. And if it does happen at all, it's gonna be crazy tee time prices. It's going to be $180 per round. Otherwise, they're not going to generate any money. I just don't see how they could. Unless they're 24 hours. Maybe if they're 24 hours, that might be a selling point. But for $50 million, it's just not going to happen. It's going to cost a lot more.
Yeah, I agree. Miles, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything Sully just said. I mean, 50 million, like, come on, man. You like that's not even close to how much you need. You need at least to get into this $100 million range, I feel like. If you really wanted to be what they're trying to envision, you got to get to that 100 million at least, because there's so much stuff that goes into it. And I think the people that are in charge of it, I think they're looking at it like, well, they probably think it's like a regular golf course kind of thing. So I think they're looking at it way too easily, and they think they can just throw this up and then be like, all right, we're open for business kind of thing. But then there's so much that goes into it that they don't have because of that budget and it being so small. I don't think it's going to be that successful either. It'll be a great thing for golf. Like it'll open doors, it'll open jobs and give people opportunities and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, even if they do open, how long they gonna last? Less than a year if they're not generating money like that? So then now you just built something for no reason. You spent the 50 million or however much you spent, and now you're closing down within a year or two because you don't have the facilities to maintain the place and really operate. So it's a cool thing. It's a cool concept. Interested to see if they follow through on it. Because if they do, then it's going to be real interesting to see how it looks. And maybe the budget changes, maybe it doesn't. But if it doesn't, it's going to be real tough. It's going to be tough to put money into that place and be successful. I feel like, because there's so much stuff you gotta put into it. So the whole driver thing, it's just a lot. It's a lot. I don't think it'd be successful if they go through with it. Personally.
50 million sounds low.
It's low.
But I have no idea what something like this would even cost, to be honest with you. It's like, because it's so new. It's so unique. It depends on how they go about planning to do all this stuff. From my understanding is holes will span like 100 yards to like 280 yards. So they can call it a par 4, but I don't think a par 4 is maxing 300 yards. Because I think they're only like 300 yards deep, the domes.
Yeah.
So I think they max out at like 280, 290. If you go to a par 3 course, driver's out of play. You're not taking your driver. This might be one of those where like you can get around this course with 10 clubs rather than 14. Or if you're new to golf, you can get around with all 14 or whatever you need. Because the height of the dome, I think, is like 180, 170. I think it's high enough to hit driver, but like if you sky driver, just like if you go to a dome, like at Mistwood or anywhere, like if you hit it high enough, you're going to hit the top of the dome. That might factor in. If you hit the top of the dome on a 200-yard par 3 and it drops right 50 yards short of the green, I mean, like, play it where it lies type of thing.
Yeah.
So they might use that as like, if you hit the dome, wherever the ball lands after you hit the dome or the walls, that's where you got to play it. Walls OB, that would suck. But my question is, how are the greens going to be in there? If it's all artificial turf, what is putting in there going to be like? So it might not be $180 experience because they can't charge that much, because it's not like you're not rolling on real turf. If it was real grass and they somehow got vegetation in there and like whole botanist team to like figure out how to make grass grow and care for the grass inside of a dome, then yeah, you're looking at $180, $200 probably. But artificial turf everywhere, including the greens, like that would be tough to try to swing that price point, no matter how new or modern the technology is or like the domes are. But I think they have a shot if they price themselves appropriately. And it'll be interesting to see like if they price it for families or if they price it more for like, high class
golfers.
this is like a luxury place to go to with your friends. Like not everyone's going to be able to afford this, or like if it's like a top golf type, bring your families, bring your junior golfers and stuff. Like if golf courses are booked, you can play our 9 to 12 hole golf course. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. I think they got a fighting chance. I think the $50 million part is unrealistic. Like Benny says, it's such a nuanced concept.
It's got to be all artificial grass then. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's such a nuanced concept. Trying to guess in our heads and without like seeing their whatever they got going on as to how they got to that number, it's almost impossible for us to just ballpark a number. But I think they have a chance just because in these winter months, everybody's looking for something. They're looking for something. They're looking for somewhere to go. Oswego might not be the hottest place to put it, but I think at least everybody's going to go once just to see what it is. So I think at least in the opening year, they're going to come out maybe not profitable, but they're definitely not going to be like hurting. I don't see a way they could be hurting to that degree. But my biggest thing that they're talking like they want to have this thing open like early next year. That's what they're talking. But
Yeah.
I don't even know how you could do that unless you just go all hands on deck. But my biggest concern or thought that I think about when I think about these domes is safety precautions. If these domes are 300 yards deep, and I don't know how width-wise they plan on making them, but I mean, you got 3 domes. One's a driving range. You got to fit 4 to 6 holes in a dome. What do you put in place safety precautions wise to protect people all over the place, especially if it's recreational and people can bring their families? Like, do you throw up a net on every hole and you separate them out like that? That kind of looks tacky, right? Like that kind of looks tacky. But how do you protect people?
What do golf courses do?
Space holes
in terms
out.
of safety precautions.
They're just
they space them out
at your own risk, though, too.
That's
but
true.
if people are
That's
bringing
true.
their kids and stuff, you know, you
Like
don't want to hit a kid
people get hit on the golf course all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you hope it doesn't happen, but at the same time, it could happen. I think that they'll be spaced out maybe enough, but if not, they'll have to do nets. Or unless an incident happens that forces their hand to like put up some type of safety barrier. But I think they'll just be like, it's like a golf course. You know what risk you're taking.
What's the chances, and this is just a maybe thought, what's the chances they do like they make you use some type of like rollback golf ball to where it doesn't peak out as high and it doesn't fly as far? What's the chances because I just can't see how they let you use all of your natural product and get away with something like that in there, especially for bigger hitters. Like I can see it for like a older guy that maybe knocks it 210 pretty straight, but like you get younger guys in there that hit it 300 straight sometimes hit it 200 straight, 100 right or left. You know, like it's going to be hard to see how they can allow all real natural product for me in there and, you know, get that place up and running. So we'll see what comes out of Megalodome.
The other thing I want to say,
really
can
sure.
I add one more thing?
Yeah, for sure.
I have one more thing. It's something I just thought about. Something else I thought about is what would like pace of play look like, kind of thing.
Terrible. It's golf.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's like you look at the domes and you look at if it's really gonna be popping like that, you get hundreds of people in there.
It'll be awful
at once.
It'll be awful.
Like it's over with. Like you'd be stuck there for all day, basically. Like you could be there. You get there at 8:00. You wouldn't finish your round till 5:00. Like
if the holes are
what's
only
the tee time
280,
intervals on a place like that?
it'd be rough. I feel like it'd be rough.
What's the tee time intervals on a place like that?
it
8
had to be
minutes,
10 or
6
15.
minutes.
It had to be 10.
15.
You think?
Well, like because if you have people that can take driver and hit the green, I don't know. Or most of them are like par threes. It's a good question, but I don't think they should have carts. Save some money right there. If the longest hole is 280 yards,
Yeah, walk the whole, and
There's
it's only
only 9 of
9, so
them?
walk the whole thing.
just walk it.
Yeah.
Don't spend
My
money on a
question is,
golf
it's
cart.
indoors. Can you smoke a stogie in it? No, my actual question though is, how are the tees? Are they going to be just artificial tees only? Like, Because it's turf. You can't stick a tee into turf, can you? Like,
Unless it's like those that turf that you have at fitting bays where you can stick a tee into it.
oh, I've seen some of that. Yeah. I've
Yeah,
seen some of
like
that. There's a little
that
resistance,
does
but yeah.
exist, but it's a good question.
Maybe they make you carry around rubber tees, but
Oh,
we'll
I
we'll
hope
see
not.
what
Say
comes
worse.
out of Megalodome as the year goes on. I'm sure they'll release new info, and we'll get a little bit more of a clear and concise look and picture as to what it's actually gonna be like.
Well, they have a
Jumping
cart.
in the yes, they'll have Bev carts. I'm sure they'll have Bev carts, or maybe Bev scooters. Maybe not a cart. Maybe like Bev scooters or something.
Have
I'm
to.
sure they'll have a Bev cart though.
They'll have cart tenders.
But cartenders. But jumping into something a little bit different from the lightness of a new golf concept. Let's jump into some hardcore lawsuit action. It's pretty recent. It just happened a couple of days ago. TaylorMade's filing a lawsuit against Callaway because they're claiming that some Callaway reps, we don't know where and which ones and what state, but some Callaway reps were walking around with black UV lights with a chrome tour ball and a TP5, and they were showing that the imperfection in both balls. And the chrome tour was pretty much clean cut, like painted well, and the TP5 they were showing had big splatter points all over it that they could turn that looked like mud, which where the mud ball claim came from. And it's actually kind of funny that this is all happening a day or two right after TaylorMade releases their new TP5 with micro painting, which is supposed to clean up the painting structure. It's supposed to clean it up, and it's supposed to make it well there's no paint issues. So what do we think, Sully, about the lawsuit and all that good stuff?
I mean, there's people on tour playing both balls. A lot of people play both balls. I mean, you can make a case that it doesn't affect the ball's performance, but I think it's probably certainly hurt TaylorMade's reputation. But again, TaylorMade's, if you look at the last couple of years of TaylorMade's product, quality control has not been their strong suit. Faces popping off, crowns of clubs popping off after just normal use. So, I mean, I don't know. It could really go either way. I'm not a lawyer, so I can't really claim who's going to come out of this ahead, but it seems a little frivolous to make a lawsuit about, because I feel like if TaylorMade had discovered the same thing about Callaway balls, they might want their reps doing that. So I don't know if it's lawsuit worthy, but these guys, I think both companies probably spend millions of dollars to have lawyers on retainer anyways. So, hey, a little bit of a court drums up press for the two of them anyways. So you can make the claim that I really don't think the mud ball thing is anything to care about. I think it's just a selling point from the rep's point of view. As a rep, your whole thing is to go into stores and kind of spread the word and get your product to look the best and make sure everything's going good with your product in their store. So I don't think it really has a ton of ground, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, I guess. I'm a TaylorMade guy myself, so this is very,
Yeah, we know.
We know.
very,
We
very
know.
Tell you for years.
interesting. I've been on TaylorMade for as long as I can remember, and I just don't understand why they would like. Is it really like? I don't want to say is it really that big of a deal, because I guess it is to them, but it's like if you think your ball is better than the other one, then just stand on that. You don't have to go out and make a big deal and try and prove something that doesn't really have to get proven per se. It's just plus when it comes to golf, everything is preference. So if people want to go out and play the Chrome Tour ball, then go out and play the Chrome Tour ball. If you want to play TP5, go out and play TP5. I play the Tour Response ball. I don't even play TP5 like that. I seen TaylorMade come out with their new ball, but I'm still a Tour Response guy. So if that's the case, if that's what they really doing, and then Callaway, they must know something that we don't. So it's an interesting lawsuit, but like Sully said, I don't think anything's really gonna come from it. And I think they just being petty. TaylorMade being TaylorMade. They think they number one at everything.
That's true. I like that.
I don't.
You said they're
don't
number
get it.
one at everything?
They think they
They
are.
think they are.
Okay, all right. I just had to make sure I heard that right.
No, they think they are. Trust me, I know you guys hate on me for using TaylorMade like
Just
I'm the
come to the
devil or
dark side,
something.
Miles. Come to the dark side.
Hey,
Just stop doing
until
that
I
shit.
get better, till I get better numbers with other clubs, I'll switch.
How many
But until
warranty
then,
claims have you had on your TaylorMade drivers in the past couple of years?
none yet.
Really? Okay.
Surprisingly, that's probably
What
because I
about those
can't hit 'em.
irons? What about those irons that caved in on you, or what happened to those irons you had?
Those were the M2s were so old, bruh. They
Okay.
yeah,
That's
them,
fair. The
and
M2s are old.
I didn't even realize the face was caved in until I went to a golf store and they were like, I was trying to hit my 7-iron. I felt like my 7-iron was off, and so they was like, "You do realize that the face is caved in on these things, right?" I'm like, "Well, shit. I mean, I guess that explains everything." So then I switched over to the M5s and had those for a long time. Now I'm playing the P770. So I haven't had any problems with TaylorMade personally, but it's just TaylorMade being TaylorMade. They bougie. They just want their product to be top of the line all the time, and sometimes it can't be. Sometimes you get beaten out. That's how the golf industry is. Not everybody can be number one for unless it's Nike and clothing, but you know, that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. What you thinking, Ben?
I'm trying to figure out, like, if TaylorMade actually, the only way they have a case is if they can, like, pull out evidence of how many sales they lost from this marketing campaign. If they can't
Mhm.
prove that, then, like, they probably don't got much. But if I was TaylorMade, just grow a pair and use it against them. Like, come back with your own marketing campaign that just flips this on Callaway's head, and that just completely, like, debunks or shuts down their claims. First off, you gotta say what it is. Like, it's obviously something, because TaylorMade didn't say,
Yeah.
they didn't deny that there was, like, a smudge on the ball through the UV light. So, like, say what it is, because I'm kind of curious about that. Is it just, like, too much, like, paint? Is it, like, a thick difference in thickness of paint on the ball there, or is it, like, what is it?
Yeah.
And if it's no big deal, if it's nothing that you're ashamed of, then just come out with your own marketing campaign and go back to Callaway. Like, that's what this is all about. That's what these businesses do. That's what these marketing departments are supposed to do. Get creative, make a little war out of it, and then it'll finally die out on its own, or just keep kind of doing this type of stuff, and it'll continue to gain traction for no reason and just become a bigger issue, and you'll spend more money on lawyers and legal fees and all that stuff, and it's a waste of your time. Have at it.
That's a good idea. This should have gone to the marketing team, not the legal team, because then
Everyone
you
really-
can. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you could drum up so much just kind of free marketing off of this if you just go tit for tat on like Twitter. First of all, your
Right.
hardcore fans will be solidified more. They'll pick a side, and you may pick up a few sales from people that aren't hardcore fans anyways. I think that should have been what they did. And for the record, Miles, I'm not clowning on you. I actually like TaylorMade stuff too. I don't play any, but I do like TaylorMade stuff. But I kind of agree. It's a little bit petty. That you hit the nail on the head, Ben. It should have went to the marketing team, not the legal team.
But you know what I find funny about it though is I think TaylorMade's back kind of went up against a wall because this lawsuit came out no less than 2 days after TaylorMade just released their new ball campaign. What is their new ball about? Microcoating. What is microcoating? It's supposed to spread the paint out in the most consistent way possible.
AKA,
So
we
you
had
drop
nothing else to
this.
do with the ball, so we repainted it.
That too. But like right after you do this campaign about how you needed to fix your paint on the ball, and now you're suing Callaway for maybe we will I don't like the word exposed, but maybe showing the other people that hey, like their paint is inconsistent, and so maybe I don't know, like for them to release that, maybe they were getting ahead of something. Maybe they knew Callaway was doing this, and maybe they tried to get ahead of something, and maybe their back got up against the wall, and they just figured they'd fire out a pity lawsuit and just kind of just try to make wave with it that way. But like, I agree with all you guys. It's petty. When in retrospect, those two are, I'd say maybe TaylorMade has a couple more winners on tour playing that TP5, but those two are kind of neck and neck with guys finishing top 10, with guys finishing at the top using their ball. I think if they need to be focusing their time on any brand is trying to beat out Pro V1.
Yeah.
Is trying to beat that out. So I think those two kind of clashing with each other is funny because
Titleist
you
is
have
over there chilling.
they're chilling and
Yeah.
Not
you
really.
have the reps.
They're chilling, but they're losing overall.
They are.
Like they're losing a ton of market share. There are leaks in the ship, but the ship's still afloat. EP5 didn't come
Yes.
out with a
Title.
campaign that has their own UV light that lines up these golf balls. You shine a UV light on a Callaway golf ball and you see TP5 on the Callaway golf ball, and you're like, see, we shine it under a UV light. This golf ball is trying to be a TP5. It's a waste of money
Bro.
if you're a legal team or if you're a company
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about instead of filing petty lawsuits, how about we find a way to make a new ball? Like, let's leave TP5 in the past. Let's leave that Chrome. The Chrome Tour series is fairly new, but how about TaylorMade go just make a new ball? Like, they've been on TP5 for a minute, so it's petty. I think we all know that, but they just kind of threw a filler out there to see the reaction they get off of it, and it'll be interesting to see if Callaway has any type of marketing schemes or if they take advantage of the situation or anything like that. If they just go mute, because it's still a lawsuit at the end of the day. Staying with clubs. There's a new wave of zero torque putters and high 10K inertia drivers, like all of this stuff that's relating to new technology and stuff, right? And Sully knows just as well as me. We've had guys come in and they don't believe in any of the new tech, and they think they can hit their old persimmon wood just as far. Out of every 5 people that's done that, I've probably had 1 to 2 that maybe was able to do that. And, it's probably because that's what they were used to and that's what they were used to feeling in their hands. So the bigger head probably alarmed them and they couldn't get the feel of it immediately. But lots of us, we all play newer product. We all play newer clubs. Like, what do we think about the new stuff out there? Specifically the zero torque. Like, is it really helping the game, or is it traditional? Are you guys still traditional club players? What do you think?
I mean, my question would be like, what is traditional clubs, right? Because, yeah, persimmon woods are what we see as traditional, right? But if over the past 100 years you look at golf tech, it's constantly been evolving. So it's never been kind of stay stationary with tech. But at the same time, there's multiple techs on the market. Cobra has the descending loft faces on their putters. Lab has zero torque. Well, everybody's got zero torque now, but Lab has the forward press grip. So I think it's a matter of finding what new technology works for you, just keeping an open mind to it, especially if you're going into a fitting. I mean, you're paying to have somebody who keeps up with this stuff on an intimate level fit you into something that's going to work for you. And for some people, that is a 10K driver. It doesn't work for everybody. For a lot of people, it's too spinny. But for people that it's not, it works great for. Zero torque doesn't work for everybody. I love zero torque personally. I like the TaylorMade zero torque. I cannot get over the head shape of Lab. Although now with the Oz 1.1 or 1.1i, that one's actually sick. I do like that one. But that's me personally. It's not going to work for everybody. Some guys still like the Spider line. Some guys still like the Odysseys. Some guys are actual psychos and go for a square to square. But yeah, I think technology it should be embraced. It's not game changing, year to year. It's not game changing. This year with the Quantums with the tri-face, that's really cool. It's kind of cool to see other brands experimenting with different kind of face materials than, what was it, titanium for a long time. So now we're starting to see some cool hybrids.
It was purely titanium, and now we've got polymesh and carbon fiber on the back end of it.
Yep.
So like a tri-face situation.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. I know TaylorMade started that with the Stealth. They started kind of putting the carbon faces and stuff. So I think the technology is awesome, dude. I think it's evolving in a really cool way. I think for irons, it's kind of like stagnated a tiny bit. They change some stuff. They get the center of gravity lower, or change the weighting in the face, which is awesome. But I'd like to see some of this stuff kind of work its way, and not necessarily hybrid face tech and all that, but some cooler stuff and different metals and stuff be put into irons that could make those cooler too. Yeah. So I'm all about
Cobra's
tech.
got the printed going on. So that's pretty sick.
That is the coolest thing in irons I've seen so far. Now, the price is not cool. The price is crazy. But if you've hit them, they are sweet, dude. They feel great. Nothing feels like a Mizuno on my ass. Those things feel butter smooth when you hit them good. But I do love my Mizunos too. No hate to Mizuno. Please sponsor me. But no, I'm all
Miles,
about.
what do you think about the new tech? You just got a whole new upgrade to your bag, completely outside of your putter. What do you think about it? Are you seeing changes in your game? Is it something you like, or are you more of an original type of guy?
I mean, it's a love-hate relationship right now. When I'm hitting them, I'm hitting them. When I'm not, I never want to pick them up again. So it's just a matter of figuring out what I like and what's working and everything like that. But in terms of the technology, I like the improvements. I'm definitely seeing, ball flight go a little further from time to time. I know that was real important for me because I felt like I wasn't hitting the ball far enough. But technology is it's always gonna evolve in the game. It's always gonna evolve in life. I think the key thing is to just try it. Really, it's like, what's the worst case scenario of just going out and experimenting? If you end up liking it, great. If you don't, it's not for you. That's just what it comes down to. So I think technology is just it's good as a whole and it's getting better as a whole. The whole lab putter craze, I'm still trying to understand it. It's like I've gone into the stores, I've tried them, I've hit them and putted with them and experimented and stuff. It's just real interesting to me how crazy everybody is going over these lab putters. Like I play with my dad in this group every weekend and stuff, and at least 3 or 4 of them have lab putters now. And it's like, bro, am I missing something? Like, is this thing like the next coming of, is this gonna make you putt like Prime Tiger or something? Like, am I like, do I have to get one kind of thing? Like, so it's real interesting to me. And the technology aspect is always gonna be there, but it's just a matter of figuring out what you like, what's your preference, and how you think it's gonna improve your game. If you don't think it's gonna improve it, then no sense in wasting the money and getting it just because everybody else got it. I think that's what it comes down to. Like you said, James and Sully, you guys both said, like, there's people that come in and have the fitting sessions and they feel like they hit their stuff better than the new stuff. Okay, that's fine. Not gonna force you to get something that you don't want to buy, but just be aware of, like, hey, this could help you, kind of
Mhm.
thing. Like, again, what's the worst case scenario in trying the stuff out? So always got to be curious, always got to be open minded, because technology in the game is only gonna get crazier as we move along. And the fact that we got 3D printed clubs already goes to show you, is like, what is possibly out there that could, like, potentially increase down the line. Like,
Yeah,
3D printed stuff
sure.
is crazy.
That's fair.
I know in this time technology is getting crazier and crazier by the minute, but to have a 3D printed club that is playable and, like Soli said, is feels like butter. I've never hit it, but just for that to be a thing now is like, that goes to show you anything is possible in this game. Anything is possible.
Yeah. Oh
It's
yeah.
just
Is there any specific piece of technology you guys are questioning about, or are we talking about, or is it just like overall the collective trend of
Just the collective overall trend of new. It's been a lot of nuanced technology with the zero torque stuff and the NK drivers, and it's got a lot of old school original golfers scared to try that product or weary about what it works in. So just the grand scheme of all the new product coming out.
oh, no, I mean, I think it's harmless. Like, I think they're obviously trying to accomplish two goals. One is, That's how you scale a golf merchandise or golf manufacturing businesses come out with new stuff. And B, they're just trying to also make the game a little bit more enjoyable as well too. Like, I think that's what a lot of people are chasing, is feeling more comfortable with your game and like your skill level. Like, it's already one of the hardest sports to play. So if you can find something that will make it more pleasurable, will let you see more putts roll in, will let you see more fairways hit off the tee, or more greens hit in regulation. That's what people are chasing. So if it helps someone shave a stroke or two off their handicap, fair. Where I think we'll like get into issues of, is this bad for the game, is if someone like a 20 handicap goes from a 10 to a 10 handicap after putting like one piece of technology in their bag. Then we'll have like a conversation of, all right, well, should we pump the brakes on this technology or something? Like, something will click, new driver face will come out, or new putter face will come out, but it's, at the end of the day, it's golf, so I don't really see that being the case. It's still going to be hard as hell whenever you play it. I think it's just people playing the game of the chase, but at the end of the day, the course is probably always going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
James, you've probably seen this in fittings too, though. Like, guys will come in and they have a Titleist 913 D2 and they want to try out the GT, 2 or 3. GT2 is just on the basis that the face is thinner, is going to go farther if you strike it well. It's just more of a trampoline effect. It's basic physics. So is it worth the hype? Yeah, if you're upgrading from a 7-year-old driver, yeah. Now, if you're upgrading from the original paradigm, maybe not, so it really depends. If you have a 20-year-old set of irons, you're going to see an improvement regardless, But if you have a set of irons that's 2 years old, is it time to upgrade? Probably not. You only got 50,000 miles, you change your oil. So it's a healthy club. The tech probably hasn't advanced that much. I don't know, man. I think it's worth the hype, but
there are addicts out there. There's addicts out there that, like, if something new doesn't come out, they won't know what to do with themselves.
Yep.
Like,
I know.
they got huge commitment issues. You got two different parts of the spectrum. You got someone who won't throw their clubs away for anything. And then you got someone who is ready to get rid of the set of irons they bought 3 months ago and try something else out already. I mean, and if you got the means to play that game and you want to play it, more power to you.
That shot's fired. I bought a DS Adapt a month and a half ago, and I'm itching for an Optum now.
Well, I think that, and going with what Benny said, like, a lot of people don't want to get rid of their clubs. I think, and this is from my experience, maybe other people have had different experiences, but I think the percentage of people that have older clubs, like we'll say 5 to 10 years plus, or
Like
whatever the case may
Ben
be.
Hogan's.
Yeah. Out of the percentage of those people that come in and so-called are looking for new equipment, and I use quotation hands for a reason, I think maybe 10 to 5% of them actually like give both options a chance, like compare the numbers, and they might come out hitting their older clubs better. Maybe 5%. Everybody else, to a certain degree, and I can't stereotype everybody, but I think lots of those people, if you've had those clubs for that long, unless you just haven't played for a while, you don't want to get rid of them. You don't want to. You're nervy or you're scared to make that extra step and put in those extra couple $100 into making your game better. So I've had lots of people come in the doors, and so you have too, with already closed mindsets on the new product, right? And then once that kind of stuff comes in, you already kind of have an understanding of how it's going to go, because part of them doesn't want to see the upgrade, right? Or part of either that, or part of them wants to see like a life-changing, world altering change, right? Like, for lots of those guys, 30 yards isn't enough. 25 yards isn't enough.
Yep.
Right? Like, those guys are like, oh, with the way they talk about it, I need to be hitting this 50, 60 yards longer than everything else I'm hitting. And for any other like new fitters out there, please, 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 please always encourage your guys or whoever you're fitting to bring in their current product.
Yeah.
It is the worst when someone comes in without what they currently hit. Say they hit their driver 300 yards. They get up there and they hit the newest stuff and they're hitting it 250. And now they're like, well, what well, I don't hit this farther than I hit my driver. Like, no, yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You just don't actually know how far your product goes. You hit 300 yards one time because it was downwind and it was rolling. You hit it semi straight, and now you committed to that. I'm a 300-yard hitter. So that's part of it too. But in terms of like a tech aspect, I think the tech's great for people that use it. Like, I think the tech, even though as advanced as it is still only made for certain people. Right? Like, you take a lab zero torque, like zero torque is the idea of the face not twisting, right? It's for not pushing or pulling as much off lines, like, square to square, like square face putts.
Yep. People that are straight back, straight through.
Right. So if you have good distance control and your issue is you push pull, you open the face, close the face on putts, sometimes that might be perfect for you. If you're a new golfer and you don't have distance control or you don't really know the correct way, to hit a putt, then either way, whether I put a Scotty in your hand or a Odyssey two ball or a lab, you're still gonna blast it 15 feet by. Like, you still have to have, at the end of the day, you still have to have the necessary basics
Still golf.
to be able to compare anything competitively. Otherwise, you're just going off the missed hits and everything else. But I think the tech is great. I'm a big fan of zero torques. I like playing around with them and seeing what they offer.
Do you have a lab putter, James?
Um,
That's a not yet face.
no,
I was gonna
it's
say
I'm
he
getting the zero torque. It won't be a lab though, but I am gonna go zero torque.
Which one?
Try hot. I'm gonna go try
Okay.
hot.
Yeah. I love the
gonna go to
tryouts,
jail-
actually.
I'm gonna go to jailbird. I love the jailbird look. So
That's
with
my
that center
putter.
shafted and then
You're gonna copy me?
yes. It's funny when we had an employee party over at Christmas, and I didn't bring my club, so I was rocking Benny's putter the whole day, and I probably putted the best I have in 3 years. I had like probably 6 or 7 one putts,
Okay.
and he was very confused because he was on the other team, and I was keeping up with him purely because I was like making one putt for 27 feet.
You can have it.
Purely.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
you can
I'm
have
gonna
it.
rock. No, I don't want it. I want the nice little red one. But I think the tech is awesome if you're the right person for it. But I think just as much as the tech is good, I think everybody that tries it needs to have open arms and an open mind when they're trying it, right? Like, I think lots of these people don't want to like what's coming out because they see the price tag. Like, price means everything. Like, you see something $650, everything in you wants to disprove that it doesn't work, right? Like, nothing in you wants to sit there and be like, shoot, this product works, right? So you're already going to come in with a semi-closed mindset with stuff like that. And I think as long as that's the case, there will always be a disconnect about technology and whether it's beneficial or not. Yeah, for me, I think if there's one, and I'll send this question around to everybody, if there's one piece of current technology from any brand or old technology that you can put in your bag, like you have straight access to it, like whatever you want, what is that one piece of tech, club? It could be the M4 from TaylorMade. Like, what is that one club, if you can get your hands on, that you would put in your bag? Miles?
Oh,
I'm going to Miles.
at this
One
point
club.
anything.
That's
At this point in time,
That's 'cause you
at
got
this point in
TaylorMade.
time, anything.
because you have TaylorMade.
No,
Yeah,
it's because I can't. It's because I can't play golf.
because you have.
I would probably have to say there was a point in time when I was younger when I had a two ball and I putted really well with it. So there was when I was younger and everything, I had that two ball and I was putting real good with it. So I would probably say the two ball putter. I know it's
I didn't see
outdated.
that coming. Wow. I didn't see
No,
that
it's
coming.
outdated, but it worked for me
No.
back then. So
yeah.
might
Yeah.
as well try it now. Maybe
Sully,
I gotta go
what's-
back to it. I don't know.
Maybe they still sell the two balls. You can still get them somewhere.
Yeah, they still
Still
sell
good.
'em. For me, I think I gave mine away as the Spider Zero Torque. It's incredible. I putt lights out with it. I like center shafted in general, but the fact that there's something about it, my distance control is great with it. I've putted probably 4 hours in total with that thing on the putting green at this point. I just love the way that thing rolls. That's probably going to be my next golf purchase, honestly. I just think they do zero torque the best. It's kind of a traditional head shape, at least for zero torque, which, like I said, Lab has now. And the issue that I do like the tri-hots. The only issue I have with them is the lie angle is so upright on them. What is it, 72 on those? I'm sure you can special order them, custom, but I'm pretty sure it's
No
72
idea.
or 73, and it's just so upright. But yeah, that TaylorMade Zero Torque is my pick.
Okay, Vanny.
It's a good question. I started playing the game with like not great stuff. Picked up the game kind of late, so I was playing with like Tommy Armour irons, Strata irons before I actually bought myself my first set. So to be honest, everything I have in my bag right now is what I want, aside from the current Tri-Hot Jailbird putter. But to be honest, I'd take the Nike Vapor driver. Again, give me one more
Okay.
hit, the Nike Vapor driver. It was like the first driver that actually showed me like what ball speed looked like, and it broke. I hit one of the best drives of my life with it, and then went to pull it out of the bag on the next hole, and the head just came right off. It gave its life, giving me a bomb down the middle of the fairway. And that was the last hit I ever had with it. But I liked looking down at that club. I loved the lime green and white shaft that was on it. I just felt like 2011 Rory McIlroy when I was swinging that thing.
Yeah.
We didn't even touch on shafts at all. Shafts are a big part of tech, I think.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, my Achilles heel my last 2 years or year and a half of golf has been 3-woods. I have not been able to hit until like recently. I have not been able to hit a 3-wood off the deck whatsoever, just because I get so shallow sometimes. Like ball compression with a 3-wood at times is not there for me. But one I've always played with, and I would have liked to have thrown in the bag because, like, I think like tour players they keep fairway woods in their bag for a long time. Like they say when you find a good fairway wood, you leave it in there. So I think I would go a sim fairway wood with like a Ventus Velocore X. Like just
Okay.
heavy that thing up. But I think I would go a sim fairway wood. It was so forgiving. That face was so big. Man, even with my shallow golf swing, I was able to get that thing up in the air and get a good spin rate off of it. And I know I'm going to Callaway Club really soon, but my Titleist TSR3 just does not do it for me anymore. There's a big slam mark on it from me. Sully seen it. So
Yeah, I've
me and
seen
that
it.
thing don't get it wrong. So if I can have a run with that sim fairway wood, that would be pretty sick. But Benny doesn't like that. We were on the same page until I started talking about TaylorMade.
No,
I had a question
on
for
a-
Benny because you made a face about the 3D printed irons. You're not a fan, I reckon.
no, I was just laughing at Cobra was the one that did that. Like Cobra's like
Okay.
the sibling that's off like doing its own thing and like not really ever playing with like the older siblings. It's kind of like, where's Cobra? Like, oh, they're playing in the sandbox and they got Play-Doh all over their mouth. Like that's kind of Cobra ball. Like they might do something cool or like worth noting every once in a while, and then like they came out with like those super cool brass copper iron heads a couple years ago that like Ricky was sporting, but like and then whatever happened to those? Like I haven't seen those in real life at all. The 3D printed, like that's a different story. That could be cool, but they're gonna be expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
They're going to be expensive. They're not going to be for the weekend war. You're not going to see those in your regular pro shops and golf course. Those are going to be.
I think the first run was $3,000.
Well,
Are you serious?
Aren't Bryson's 3D printed?
Bryson has those bulge irons, doesn't he? Those things are.
Yeah, he's doing. Yeah, they're 3D printed, but they're not from Cobra. He's through LA Golf.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
like
Jason Day just went to the 3Ds as well. I think he works with a brand named Avoda, but he just went 3D printed as well. I believe.
I want to hit Tacoma.
Okay.
I just want to hit it.
You want my real?
Have you hit it?
I've hit one of them. I probably didn't hit the correct iron for my game.
What'd you hit?
But I hit one of their beginner, like I hit one of their 101 MK2s or something. Like one of the people came into the store. Yeah, it was a 7. For me personally, for the price, it's a great club. But the claim that some of the guys from Tacoma have made that you can't feel the difference between them and the top consumers is utter lies. Like you could definitely feel it coming off the face and like that feeling after you hit it, that difference. Now,
Well, you have to make sure
is
that
it
you're hitting the
something
same one that Quan
right?
and Grant
That's
Mormont
the issue.
are hitting.
That's the issue. Like I was listening to a guy that's ordered some Tacomos, and the customization options on that website, he says very far and few.
Yeah.
There's not a whole bunch of shaft options. There's not really much you can do with like lie angles and bending strong or weak. And for those top of those guys, the Grants, the Brian Bros, the Quans, they've got all their stuff custom fit down to a T. Like their wedges are probably grinded off exactly how I need them. Like all of that stuff is probably perfectly fit to them. And it doesn't sound like Tacomo's customer space gives people the opportunity to necessarily go that way. So I would say they're good clubs for $500. I think they're perfect. I think they're awesome.
Yeah, that's why I just
Would
hit them. If you're 20 handicap and you don't want to spend $1,600 on a new set,
Yeah.
Tacoma
that's what they are
could
now.
do some damage in that space if they hit well.
Yeah.
If you're losing,
I think they are.
On every
I think
shot.
they are. I'm seeing a lot more of them coming for repairs. So I think they are making space, like waves in that space for people exactly like you're talking about. Sorry to cut you off.
No. I mean,
But if they're coming for
you would know.
repairs,
You're seeing these golfers coming in and out.
but if they're coming for repairs, is that a good thing?
I mean,
Miles TaylorMades are caving in at the face, so no one's got to figure out
hey,
yet.
those are covered under warranty, though. I'm sure the Tacomos are too. We can't do the warranty for them, but the nice thing about them is but this is also the bad thing, like you said, James, is the options are limited. I think they only come with KBS Tour or KBS Tour Lite. I think that's the only two shafts you can get in them. I might be wrong. I don't
It's
think they
something
have
like
any
that.
dynamic gold options. They don't have any
spend more money
Nippon.
yourself on them.
Yeah, in which case you're spending, to reshaft to buy the shafts. Like, let's say you want to do dynamic golds and Tacomos, dude, that's going to be another $300 or $400 in shafts and repair work. Like getting them glued on, and then you're going to have to buy new grips for those clubs.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're spending if the base Tacomos don't fit you, whatever options they have on their site, the couple shafts and stuff, you're spending a lot of money on them still. But I've hit them. They feel definitely firm. They don't feel forged. Bending them is the scariest experience. They creak and croak every quarter degree. They're creaking. So, but it's possible. It's possible. I think that's just something in the metal. I've never broken one. So yeah, I mean, Tacoma's a cool company. I'd like to see more from them. And sub 70. One of our customers has a set of sub 70. They're kind of nice, man. They're kind of nice.
Sub 70 is sick, but I'm hearing sub 70 is getting up there price wise with everybody else now.
They are.
That's what I've heard. I'm hearing that they're up there in that 11, 12, 1300 range now. And
anytime you want to compete with performance and against Callaway and Titleist and TaylorMade, more costs are going to go into your club 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to keep them.
Price.
No,
absolutely.
Well, I've heard good things about sub 70, but like, there's a lot of, I think, good clubs that get overshadowed. Like Mizuno, I still haven't hit a Mizuno iron, and I've wanted to for the longest time. And I feel
Come
like
to the store.
I know I should, but I feel like Mizuno is like a good quality iron that doesn't get talked about a lot either.
They're awesome. Yeah, I love Mizunos.
Yeah, I've been playing Mizunos for
They make
a while.
all good sports stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes they do. Yes they do. And Benny, it's funny. I'll tell this story before we jump off of here. I had been talking to Benny. He's a club guy, but he's not a club nut like we are. So I was talking to him before the winter really hit, and I'm like, dude, you got it, because he's playing the core Callaway Elite at the time, right, Sully? He's got a 7-8X Velocore, but he's playing a core head. I'm like, dude, you're not rocking TD? He's like, nah, it didn't really work for me. I'm like, look,
too low spin.
I'm like, look, when this Quantum comes out, try the TD Max. I know you have no idea what it is, but just ask to try the TD Max. And he texted me like a week ago.
I forgot to ask. They just put me in it. I forgot to ask.
Well, the TD Max wasn't an option on the Elites, but it is now, right? It's a retail option.
Yes. yes, it wasn't an option as a retail, but I mean, you know, you know, you can get a little what's it called? But yeah, so he texts me, he's like, dude, that's the driver. I'm like, I know, like you shouldn't be playing a core head. So it's a lot of different, even for a player of his caliber,
It's
it's
legit.
still a lot of different, yeah, it's still a lot of different things that, you know, you might miss out on if you don't know the right people or if you're not working with the right people. So
Mhm.
that's gonna wrap up episode 3. I appreciate Benny and Miles for coming back on with us. We had a really good time. A lot of always new good golf stuff coming in the season. The season just started, so there's a lot more new stories and topics that are gonna come soon, and we hope to keep talking about it, keep doing this. Please, guys, let me know in the comments who you guys would like to see, what type of topics you might want to hear about. I'm very game on listening to that type of stuff. Me and Ryan are, so let us know what you want to see, who you want to see. If you want to see more of Miles being Miles, let me know. If you want to hear more Benny, let me know. So Miles being Miles, so he's a fan favorite. But that's gonna wrap up episode 3, guys. We appreciate you for watching, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Peace.